と大人たちに混じって戦ってきたの。大切なものを守るために。
How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. The last episode was goofy and fun, and now I guess it's time to get a little bit more serious, which I guess is a good thing. It has been a little bit of a goofy story so far. I get the conflict that's kind of here and what might arise, but I'm down for a little bit more of a seriousness vibe. So let us continue on directly from the events of the last episode.
大人の中にはいろんな人がいて、私を利用しようと笑顔を見せながら近寄ってきたり、味方だって言いながら次の日には平気で裏切ったり、私がいなくなればいいのにって本気で思ってる人たちも大勢いるわ。
そんな。
She's just a high school girl. She's just a tiny cat-like girl. Why? How could anyone think like that?
だからね、私こんなに可愛くない子になっちゃったんだ。私、目を見ればその人の心が読めるの。今何を考えていて、これから私をどうしようとしてるのかとか、私にどのくらい敵意を持っていて、どのくらい邪魔だと思っているのかとか、みんなわかっちゃう。でも逆に自分の心は読ませない。絶対に。ね、可愛くないでしょ。
Ferris raises the corners of her mouth just a little bit. But the usual twinkle in her eyes is gone. They're devoid of all light.
だからね、京馬たちといると怖いの。
怖い。
そう。みんな裏表なしに私のことを心配してくれて、何の見返りも求めてこなくて、ただ私のためだけにいろいろなことをしてくれ。私、そういうお友達を持ったことがないから怖いんだ。こんな素敵な関係を壊したくない、失いたくないって思うのに、じゃあどうしたら失わずに済むのか全くわからないの。いつか京馬たちが私のことを必要としなくなって、でも私はそれをどうすることもできなくて、みんなどこかへ行っちゃうんじゃないかって、そんなことばっかり考えてる。
フェイリス。
バカだな、私。
I can't even begin to imagine the type of world that Ferris has lived up in until now. This little soul has been fighting alone in this world for so long that she's lost sight of the things most important to her. She's lost sight of the fact that those important friends, or those important things, are right in front of her. Sorry. I misspoke. And that taking a hold of them is as easy as pie. I am so sorry if you guys can hear my pups, by the way. They're having a fun time outside, just letting it all loose. Without thinking, I extend my hand and place it on Ferris's head. I ruffle her hair around.
本当だな。まったくバカなやつだ。
At least we're getting that out of the way.
お前がこんなにバカだとは思わなかったぞ、フェイリスニャンニャン。
そんなにバカバカ言わなくたって。
信じろ。俺たちを。
Ferris stops reaching for her hair.
どうしたら失わずに済むかなんて簡単なことだ。俺たちを信じればいい。いつか俺たちがお前を必要としなくなるだと、どこかへ行ってしまうだと、くだらないことを考えるな。俺たちはお前と一緒にいる。そしてお前は俺たちと一緒にいる。この関係がそう簡単になくなってたまるか。 何があろうとお前はラボの一員だ。こんな簡単なことがお前には信じられないのか？
ラボの一員？何があっても？
ああ、
Yeah, that seems to be pretty universal regardless of what world line we're in, so yeah, why
今
not?
日やみんなとずっと一緒。
その通りだ。
そっか。
Ferris's hand drops to her lap, and she looks down at it. The hair I ruffled up is covering her eyes, hiding her expression. For a short while, Ferris goes silent. Without the slightest idea of what she's thinking about, I remain silent as well. The cafe is filled with people loudly chatting away around us. The blaring sun shines through our parasol and onto us. It's so bright that even the shade starts to look pitch black. And then, after some time, Ferris quietly raises her head. She wears a tiny smile on her face.
今日待って。
ん？
かっこいいね。
I mean, it is true. Her comment is so out of nowhere that I have no idea how to respond.
何の話だいきなり。
魔法、本当にかけたくなっちゃった。
おい。
Ferris pulls back her ruffled hair and brings her face close to mine.
クーニャンやマユシーとバトルになるのはちょっと嫌だけど。
だからなんであいつらの名前が出てくるんだ。
Dumbfounded by this sudden series of events, I only barely managed to squeeze words out, excuse me.
そんなこともわからないなんて。今日もバカだね。
Okabe is actually an oblivious MC. That's really all there is to it. Ferris's hand zips over to my head.
わっ。
お返し。
She playfully starts messing my hair up.
あ、こらやめろ。こら。
引っかかった。
おのれ。
I reach for Ferris's hair and return the favor.
もうやめてよ。今朝しっかりセットしてきたのに。
そんなことは知らん。
にゃー助けてにゃー。
Okay, don't yell that out. Blind to the surprise of the customers around us, Ferris and I continue to mess around with each other's hair. We eventually stop, the both of us breathing heavily.
今日待ってばすっごい髪型。
お前こそな。
もうこの後お仕事なのに。
そんなこと言ったら俺もだぞ。
ちゃんと直して。
Ferris points her head at me. With a sigh, I comb her hair with my fingers. Ferris narrows her eyes. She's enjoying this.
極楽だ。
ほら、できたぞ。俺の髪も直せ。
はいはい。
Next, Ferris starts combing my hair. Her slender fingers feel absolutely delightful.
ねえ、今日も
うん。
私信じるよ。今日もみんなも。
そうか。
あとはね。
ん？
その私ね。
Ah, good timing. Right at that moment, our cell phones ring almost simultaneously. I quickly reach into my pocket. Ferris immediately backs away and starts rummaging through her bag for hers.
あ、まゆり？
私のはルカニャンからだ。
今は仕事中のはずだが。
何かあったのかな。
もしもし。
おかり、なんか大変なの。
Uh-oh, conflict.
どうした？
トラックがバーっていっぱいなんだよ。
トラック？
それでビル
へい、バーとかドドドじゃさっぱりわからん。もっとちゃんと話せ。
ほんとね。
Mayuri's clearly panicked. Across from me, it seems like Ferris has gotten a much better explanation of the situation from Lukako. She stands up, almost kicking the chair out from under her.
今行くね。ルカニャンたちは何もしないでじっとしてて。
Ferris and I exchange looks before she quickly starts to make her way toward Mei Queen Yanyan. I'm right behind her.
とりあえず話はそっちで聞く。ルカ子たちとおとなしくしていろ。いいな。
Huh, wonder what's
何があったん
happening.
だ。
Like, I have zero idea.
ルカニャンもかなり動揺してて。ただシドが何か仕掛けてきたみたい。
何？
とにかく急がなきゃ。
あ！
Before we realize it, our brisk walk has turned into a dash. Ferris re-equips her cat ears.
戦闘モードに突入だにゃ。
I don't know, this look is like what I'm used to seeing. The other look, maybe not so much. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I can see the fire in this cat girl's eyes. That same cat girl begins to send emails out to different people while she sprints toward her cafe. Hopefully we're right behind her.
これは。
Ferris and I stand wide-eyed in shock in front of Mei Queen Yanyan. Mayuri wasn't kidding when she said there were trucks going zoom. Every street surrounding the building that Mei Queen Yanyan occupies is filled with moving trucks. Workers are going to and fro, carrying pieces of furniture and other assorted items. Ferris and I rush up the stairs and burst into Mei Queen.
オカリン、フェリスちゃん。
Mayuri immediately runs up to us. Lukako and the other maids also walk over, uneasy expressions on their faces.
みんな大丈夫？怖いこととかなかったかにゃ。マユシーたちは何にも。
でもどういうことなんでしょうか。このビル、メイクイン以外のお店やオフィスがみんな出て行こうとしていて。
メイクイン以外？
はい。
最近どうも閉店するお店や転居するオフィスが多いとは思ってたけど。
シードのやつ、一体何を考えてる？
教えてやるぜ。俺の哀れな生贄ども。
Ah, speak of the bitch. I look toward the source of the pompous, unpleasant voice in the doorway. There I see someone equally as unpleasant.
貴様！
てめえらのちっぽけなハートは今や不安とおののきでバースト寸前だろうな。
4 degrees Celsius and his goons loudly enter the cafe.
これはどういうことだにゃ。
おっとその前にてめえに改めて挨拶しねえとな。
に
まさかこんなガキが店のオーナーとは思わなかったぜ。
How'd that info get out? Damn it, he figured it out. Now that he knows Ferris is the owner, who knows what he'll do? I step out in front of her, trying to act as something of a shield. I signal with my hand for Mayuri, Lukako, and the others to take refuge in the back of the kitchen.
ナイト気取りの打剣野郎がこの楼閣都市に君臨する新たなるエンペラー覇王シドの前に立つんじゃねえ。
何が覇王だ。汚い手ばかり使って成り上がっているくせに。この法王隠居魔、そんな卑劣な男を覇王とは認めん。
汚いってだとこれだからロワークラスはよ。これはなビジネスなんだ。ままごと遊びをしているのとは違うんだぜ。
つまらないごたくはいい。それより貴様、一体何を始めたんだ。
あれのことか。
4 degrees Celsius shoots a look of satisfaction out of the window. Huge numbers of workers are packing things into the trucks.
聞きたいか聞きたいのか闇の貴公子が放った次の一手をたとえ相手がチェスのポーンであっても決して手を抜かねえキングの非常な采配を
4 degrees Celsius's gestures as wildly as ever, all the while barfing up his absurdities.
いいだろうガイアが俺に教えてやれと囁くからな
After a long and extremely unnatural pause, 4 degrees Celsius opens his mouth to speak.
このビルは近々俺のものになる何
Ferris and I can't help but be taken aback.
あまりのことにその小さい脳みそが沸騰したな正確にはよ俺のバックにいるファンドが買い取ることになったんだがな実際は俺が全てを任されることになってるつまり俺のキャッスルだ
4 degrees Celsius proudly begins to lay out his plan to us. Apparently, he had been steadily working on this eviction project, offering tenants in the building large sums of money as compensation, and even larger threats. We were so focused on trying to rebuild Mei Queen Yan Yan that we let all of this slip by right under our noses, a fatal miscalculation.
そして今日で全ての立ち退きが終わる秋葉原に身を伏せ獲物を狙っていた虎がついに牙を剥く瞬間が来たんだぜもちろん虎はこの俺獲物というのはてめえらのことだ
4 degrees Celsius stares straight at us as he licks his lips.
ビルを買い取って立ち退きをさせて一体何をする気なのにゃ
そんなの当たり前だろヘブンを作るのさ
ヘブン
そうこのビル全体をリニューアルしメイドカフェやネットカフェダーツバープールバーありとあらゆる娯楽を集めるこのビルは一大エンターテイメント都市シドズヘブンにメタモルフォーゼするんだ
I can see Ferris grinding her teeth in frustration. A fire burns in her eyes as she glares at the man in front of her, no attempt to mask that rage. 4 degrees Celsius grins broadly, soaking it all in.
さてそこでだ
4 degrees Celsius takes out what appears to be a stack of documents.
メイクイーンのオーナーさんにもこいつにサインを頼みて
それは
テナント契約の解除に関する書類だてめえとのよしみで条件はかなり良くしてやるぜ
待てそんなものにサインなどする言われはない
何を
法律でもそうなっているはずだ強制的にそんなことはさせられん
黙れよアマチュアが俺がいつ強制なんてしたよ頼んでるんだぜフード界の風雲児闇のカフェプロデューサーシド様がわざわざ頭を下げてな
4 degrees Celsius brings his sweaty face too close for comfort.
ただこのビルには1階から4階まで俺が企画したニューエイジなメイドカフェが入ることになってその狭間に追われちまってこんなオールディーな店に客が来るかどうかそこまでは責任持てねえけどな同じステージでパフォーマンスをするエンターテイナー同士仲良くやりたくてもそうはいかない場合ってのもあるしよ
こいつ
He's trying to cut us off. He's proclaiming to our faces that he plans on isolating us in the building if we don't do what he says.
卑怯だ
卑怯そうじゃねえてめえらがトロいんだ黒き牙の前にのろまなシャム猫の体は八つ咲きにされんのさ
4 degrees Celsius, drunk on his own words, shouts into the air. He then shoves the documents toward Ferris.
さあ、おとなしくこれにサインするがいい。
お断りだにゃ。
Ferris announces her intentions clearly and concisely and then moves to tear up the papers.
何しやがる。
4 degrees Celsius's eyes widen and he quickly tries to grab the documents from her. With the worst possible timing, Ferris's head just happens to be in the trajectory of 4 degrees Celsius's hand.
危ない。
The moment I shout, 4 degrees Celsius's hand violently hits Ferris in the head. Damn, bro. What a fucking cheap-ass bitch. Ferris staggers back. I didn't know really what to say there. Ferris staggers back, holding her head in her hands.
フェリス。
I immediately leap toward her, holding her in my arms to shield her. In all the chaos, 4 degrees Celsius and I end up colliding. Upon seeing this all unfold, 4 degrees Celsius's goons charge at me.
てめえ。
Oh, here's the violence. You see, 4 degrees Celsius isn't really making his grand appearance in a world line if his goons don't get involved. It's really just how it is. An impressive counterpunch hits me square in the jaw. My jaw feels like it's going to explode. The pain runs through my head, my ears ringing loudly. My vision turns black for a moment. And then I feel the pain from a second and third hit. The goons mercilessly punch and kick me.
やめろおめえら。手出しはダメだ。やめろ。
Well, too bad it kinda already happened, you idiot. 4 degrees Celsius regains his senses and immediately starts yelling at his goons. Unfortunately, they're so fired up that they don't even hear his orders. Still shielding Ferris from danger, I do my best to endure their flurry of violence, but after repeated kicks to the legs and abdomen, I've just about hit my limit, excuse me. I think I can hear Ferris speaking to me, but my consciousness is beginning to fade. And then my body slowly begins to fall forward. What? No matter how long I wait, the impact from hitting the floor never arrives. Someone's hand is firmly grabbing me by the collar.
大丈夫か、オカリン。
Ooh, Daru was here.
誰？
That hand is Daru's. And... Ooh, Suzuha's here.
バイト戦士。
Suzuha twists the arm of one of my attackers behind his back and holds him down. The other men seem to have undergone the same treatment. They stumble backwards. As I turn my head to look, I see Kirisu and Moika standing in front of Ferris and I protecting us.
ごめん、遅くなって。大丈夫？
No, not really.
お前たち、どうして？
メール、フェイリスさんから。
That's right, Ferris was sending emails out while we were heading here. She must have been contacting the other lab mems.
早く手当てしないと。
Mayuri and Lukako are half in tears as they run over to me.
あ、大丈夫だ。
We say as we spit out a tooth and a piece of our kidney. Daru lets me go and I try standing up by myself. My entire body feels like it's on fire. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I've broken any bones or sustained any internal damage. I should be okay.
見るがいい。法院教馬は不死身だ。心配には及ばんぞお前たち。
I can tell that my lab mems are worried about me, so I proclaim my well-being in as loud a voice as I can muster. Of course, my entire body starts to ache in pain immediately after.
てめえらは。
4 degrees Celsius's eyes are wide open after seeing the lab mems burst onto the scene and then witnessing Suzuha, and this surprised me too, use her martial arts skills to defang his subordinates. He's clearly in shock.
確かこの店に新しく入ったメイド。
あら、私たちのことを知ってくれているのね。
まさかただのメイドじゃねえのか。
ええ、そのまさかよ。
ただのメイドじゃなく変態紳士専用地獄メイドだ。
お前は黙れ。
うわー、たまらないよ。
God damn it.
とにかくシドさん、あなたの悪事、これ以上見過ごすわけにはいかないわね。
俺の悪事だと。
桐生さん、フェイリスさんにあれを。
Moeka gives Ferris a stack of papers. It's the article that Moeka's been conducting interviews for.
ありがとう、萌えにゃ。
なんだそれは。
これか。これはな、貴様を追い詰める切り札の一つだ。
もうじき週刊誌にこの記事が載るにゃ。
Ferris slaps the stack of papers into 4 degrees Celsius's hands. 4 degrees Celsius, still dazed and confused, looks down at the article in question. His brow springs up in surprise.
どうかにゃ。かなり面白い記事だと思うにゃ。
強引な買収、脅迫まがいのスカウト。
そして暴力の噂も絶えないんだにゃ。今みたいに。
どうだ、それが雑誌に載ったらさぞかしまずいんじゃないのか。
Damn, you are one ugly bitch. 4 degrees Celsius flings the article back at me and bursts into laughter.
何がおかしい。
バカ。俺はシド、ガイアに愛されし黒き翼のエンペラー。
もしかしてショックでおかしくなったのかしら。
Yeah, maybe.
かもしれんな。
そうじゃねえ。いいか、わからねえようだから教えてやる。こんな記事が出たところで俺は追い詰められやしねえんだ。どれもこれもよーく取材してやがる。ここまで調べたそのスネークのようなクソ執念にはダストボックスのクズぐらいにはリスペクトしてやってもいい。だがな、この記事は俺のオーディエンスを盛り上げるだけのダークネスなゴシップでしかねえ。これで警察でも動くのか。あ、社会的に抹殺できるのか。あ、俺は何一つ法に触れちゃいねえんだからよ。
Well, actually, you burst into a, I would assume privately owned shop in a building, yes, that you may own, and caused violence. So, a little not legal there. 4 degrees Celsius shouts proudly as though he's already won.
そうさ、この俺はダークマターを体内に宿す悪夢のデミウルゴス。この程度の悪事なんざいくら暴かれても勲章にしかならねえぜ。
I quickly scanned through the article that 4 degrees Celsius threw at me. Written in it are multiple testimonies about 4 degrees Celsius's vicious tactics. There's not a soul out there that wouldn't raise their eyebrows in shock at his actions. They're unforgivable. But he's right. That's all that happened. 4 degrees Celsius might be a weirdo, but he's cunning. He's made sure to keep his hands clean. He always barely skirts by on the edge of the law. And this wouldn't last a month in the gossip rags before other stories overshadowed it. The residents of Akiba might distance themselves from 4 degrees Celsius's joints at first, but that probably wouldn't last for more than a few months. And when everything dies down, his twisted paradise, 4 degrees Celsius' heaven, would be built here. It kills me to admit it, but he's right.
だがな
We can't afford to lose here. That's right, we can't lose. We can't, or we won't lose.
ダルあれは
I stare straight at my right-hand man. Oh yeah, that's right, they were planning something. He gives me a thumbs up and grins, perhaps the coolest smile he's ever made. In all the time we've been together, Daru has never looked more like a real hero than he does now. And that's how reliable that smile of his is.
まさに間一髪だったのだぜ。
我が最高の右腕よ
受け取れ。これが頼まれていたブツだ。
Daru proudly exclaims as he coolly whips out a stack of what appears to be freshly printed papers and tosses them to me. Unfortunately, the papers aren't actually stapled together, so they scatter to the floor before ever getting anywhere close to my hands.
おっと、いけないいけない。
お前な無理にカッコつけなくていいから普通に渡せ
Daru and I hurriedly pick the papers off the floor and once again face 4 degrees Celsius.
なんだそれは。おい。
愚かなり天手を標榜するただの咎人よ確かに貴様は狡猾だ法に触れるようなことが表に出ないよう細心の注意を払ってきたのだろうだからこの記事だけでは貴様を追い詰めることはできないかもしれん多分警察も動かない
I paused dramatically. Wait a second, didn't 4 degrees Celsius do the same thing not too long ago? Fine, I'll just make this a double pause.
だがこの数字を見たらある種の人間たちに興味を抱かせることはできるのではないか
I dramatically hold the papers up to 4 degrees Celsius's eyes.
例えば国税局とかな
4 degrees Celsius turns pale for the first time. Ha! This is just like that one scene from that drama that they were playing on TV the other day. Don't get the wrong idea, this is a homage. I'm not copying anything, I swear. It's more coincidence that my lines are the same, seriously.
これは。
Yes, this is enough to get him canned. And we'll see the results of that in the next episode because I'm actually kind of out of time. I feel so sorry for doing this, dude. I'm so sorry, man. But yeah, what an episode. What a wild twist of events. Who knew that I guess taxes would be the savior here. And whatever else that gets brought up in the next episode. So tune in for that. Thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.